from Dwight James with NBC Sports Northwest.
Dame, we heard you guys were supposed to switch hotels today. I was kind of curious. You have talked about how much stuff you brought down there with you. Was that a major project to move on an off day to kind of ruin an off day for you?
They told us, I think, Saturday that we was going to be moving all of our stuff the day after the game. On Monday or Sunday, I started to pack up stuff. Monday, I packed up some stuff. So my room was pretty much packed up by noon Monday. So they made it real easy for us. We just put our stuff out. They came and got all our stuff, brought it down, tagged it, and moved it to the new hotel for us. And then, we kept an overnight bag for after the game. And we just kind of brought our little carry-on bags with us to the hotel today. But they made it pretty easy. All we had to do was pack up our rooms, and they brought everything over for us except what we kept for the overnight situation. So it was pretty simple.
Next question is coming from Jason Quick with The Athletic.
You talk about the evolution of Hassan this season, and then also what you've seen from him since you guys have been in Orlando and his role has been kind of reduced.
I think he deserves a lot of credit. Coming in with Nurk being out, he was our starting center all season long. And then Nurk comes back and, like you said, he's kind of put into a reduced role where he's not playing as many minutes, maybe not getting as many touches as he would like, not playing for the stretches that he had been playing all season long. But that could be hard, and he's still found a way to have an impact. Obviously, it's going to take some time to get used to, and, sometimes he might not feel completely comfortable or, good about the time that he's given, which is natural for any of us. We're competitors. We all feel like we're the best at what we do. But, for him to come out in a game like last night, the Dallas game, he's found a way to still have an impact, a positive effect on wins. And I think that says a lot about him.
Next question is coming from Aaron Ventures with the Oregonian.
Damian, when an opposing team shoots as poorly as the Lakers did yesterday from 3, 15, 16%, something like that, and it's a series, so it's not just one game and then move on, is there a natural inclination to fear or wonder that they're going to reverse that and balance things out with a hot game pretty soon?
I think you got to assume that they're not going to miss that many threes again. I think what we did physically and the effort that we had just closing off the paint, knowing that they like to play in the paint, our effort is only going to have to get better. I think each game is going to get tougher and tougher for us as they adjust and as things balance out. We got the first one. We know it's going to be harder. We know they probably won't miss the same shots that they missed last night going forward, or at least consistently they won't. And they're going to do things better each game. That's what I think is going to happen. So we got to look at the things that we didn't do well, the good looks that we gave up, the coverages that we messed up, and just try to be better each game going forward so we can try to limit the things that they do well.
Next question is coming from Kyle Goon with Southern California News Group.
Hey, Dame. You talked, I think, after the Nets game about taking some big shots from really far and how you needed to kind of make things happen at that time. Last night when you took that late three-pointer near half court, was that one of those moments? And how much comfort have you gotten since the restart in kind of creating and kind of going for those big swings, so to speak?
I think the work was done already, to get to a point where I'm just comfortable taking that shot, and I'm not going into those shots thinking, what if I miss or anything like that. It's a comfortable shot. It's been an efficient shot for me. I don't go out there and just settle for it and just shoot it all game long. I feel like I got a good grip on when to take it, as far as time and score, where we are in the game, what kind of coverage I'm looking at, how hard we just had to work on the defensive possession to where I'm not just settling for this shot, when my team just had to work hard to get a stop. So I'm conscious of all these things, and a lot of that goes into my decision making. But when it came to that shot, it was a tie game. You know, we were rolling at that point. I think we started to kind of take over the game. And I just felt that the time was right, you know, to go for it. I figured if it went in, they would probably call timeout. And they did. So I just think I'm getting more comfortable with the situations and where I take those.
Next question is coming from Cassidy Hubbard with ESPN.
Dame, as far as a couple games ago, you were talking about, how it actually may work in your favor that you guys have been essentially in the playoffs while you're here. Do you feel like now, one playoff game in, and feeling the atmosphere, the playoff atmosphere here compared to, typical playoff atmosphere, that you guys maybe are able to have more energy in this game compared to the other teams?
I think so, because it's no fans or home court, so it's all about what you playing for. And I think because we've been playing for our playoff lives since we've been here, those close games, coming up big down the stretch on offense, getting a stop, we've had to do that so many times since we've been here. So last night when that situation came again, it was like, it's not like the environment changed because it's a playoff game and we on the road or anything. It's like it's another tough game that we got to grind out. And I think because we've had to trust each other in so many big situations in recent time, it paid off for us in a game like last night because we were just comfortable. It was like, make the extra pass. We got to communicate more. We got to come up with a rebound. Just stuff like that. We've been doing it for the last 2.5, 3 weeks. So it was just, another game for us because we've been in that intensity or a game that tight since we've been here.
In Terry's thoughts yesterday, he described it, you take more responsibility in the fourth. Obviously, we know there's the Dame time, nickname, slogan, whatever you want to call it. But how did you describe, not the switch, but, when that game is on the line? Is it responsibility, you feel?
I think it's responsibility. And it's not always me making a big shot. Sometimes, like when we played Memphis, is, setting up a situation where, I know that CJ has made 2 shots in a row, and I know that he can bring us home as well. Sometimes it's just setting the team up in spots or in situations where we can create a good situation for CJ, or maybe telling Melo, you be on the opposite side because when I attack, they're going to help him from that way and you're going to have a shot, or telling the same thing to Gary Trent, or accepting the double team and then making the right play out, so we can play on the backside 2-on-1 or 3-on-2, whatever that is. But just taking responsibility for that, recognizing where the help is coming from, what the other team is trying to do, and just play to that. I think in the fourth quarter, I try to do that. I think my level of focus actually goes up in the fourth quarter because, it's time to win or lose the game. And a lot of people in that situation are fatigued mentally and physically, so they might waver or they might, just give in to it. And I like to take those moments to challenge myself to level up and rise in those situations because I know how it can be for some people.
Final question is coming from Casey Holdall with Trailblazers.com.
Damian, you did kind of just reference it there, but I'm curious, you're in that game in the fourth quarter. You guys go up big. The Lakers come back and rally. They go up 6. You're in that fourth. You know that, after as well as you got played, to not get that game would probably be pretty detrimental. What is your mind at? I mean, it sounds like you're saying that like you're enjoying that moment, but I'm just curious if you could explain it all, kind of what you're feeling when the game is close, it's late, and you really feel like you don't want to lose the opportunity that you guys have presented yourselves with by playing so well in the first half, 2 halves.
I mean, I think that's kind of I don't have a fearful mentality about it. When it's happening, it's like, if we lose, then we lose. Obviously, we don't want to, and I think that's what could make it a stressful situation. But I think when you have the comfort that I have, it makes it, I guess, less stressful. And it's not comfort in just what I feel like I can do, but if I know a double team or a trap is coming, I'm outletting the ball to Carmelo Anthony. And he's a big shot maker. He's a Hall of Fame player. He can see the next play. I'm really comfortable with that. Gary Trent has been probably the best three-point shooter since we've been here. So usually if Melo get it, the defense is going to come to Melo. and G Trent is getting a good look from three, which I'm super comfortable with. And I'm ultra comfortable